Hello my wonderful viewers, welcome to my platform. This is Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of coming across this channel and you like what you see after watching, please subscribe, put on your notification bell, set it to all notification. In that way you'll be able to get notified each time I upload a new video, even those without notification. Here we react to all forms of videos, international and local. Every Saturday by 2 p.m. we have our interaction section. You are free to call in to air your opinion about the happenings in our society. Invite your friends, share my videos with your families and colleagues. Do not keep this information to yourself. Myself, I will be sitting down here to watch this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section and leave our comment, our opinion about the video we watch constructively.
Two lawyers mentioned in what was supposed to be an amended charge, but eventually was not accepted by the court. Maxwell Okpara, one of them, Maxwell Okpara, is here with me in the studio. Maxwell, welcome.
It's my pleasure.
You're just returning direct from the court.
Yes, sir.
You've been listed as an accomplice to Nnamdi Kanu.
As you can see.
I was, a lot of people were thinking that the implication of that listing of you as an accomplice would mean that you'd likely be arrested.
Just for those of us that are lawyers, this is very strange from what we are taught in law school and what we have been reading in various criminal laws. A lawyer having an interaction with his client, a privileging for information, just like a priest where a worshipper in a particular church come to you for confession. We call it a privileged information. Just like where a patient meets a doctor and disclose his private ailment, is a privileged information. You are not expected to disclose it. Now, strangely, I think around 3 p.m. yesterday, we are told, I was called that these people have brought new, amended charges.
This remember, meaning the federal government.
Yes, remember that they filed 15 amended charges before. So we challenged it. We said we have not seen this kind of charge. A charge, you said that somebody transmitted from where? You first of all said that it transmitted from Afaruku. So finally, when they challenge you that one, you said that it's from London. And we say if it's challenged from London, which means Nigeria don't have jurisdiction. You take the matter to London. You now remove London. You say transmitted from nowhere. We challenge it, and there's no proof of evidence. There is no basis being in court. Now, court on its own, look at those charges and struck out 8 and left 7. Come and prove this 7. And we look at the 7. Why are we even in court? We challenge it. We appeal against it. Record transmitted. So we are now expecting the court, Adam said, to hands off. Let Court of Appeal look at the remaining 5 charges. Only for them to now, they remember that court removed 8, leaving 7 for them. Only for them to bring amended charge, removing 1 again, saying that the judge, you made a mistake. You did say 7, you have made 6. That is the implication of it. Now, when they brought the amended charge, they served us yesterday. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, who is the defendant, the accused, is expected to see the charge. You read it to him, explain it to him, so that he will be able to advise you what to do. That is the practice. Now, on reaching to court, so they said that the trial must go on. We said going on for what? You served us yesterday. Under the law, Nnamdi Kanu has not even seen the amended charge. You have to give it to him. He will look at it. Then we'll now advise him on how to take his plea in the new charge. Now, incidentally, in one of the proof of evidence, they listed myself, I think one or two other lawyers, that we, as a proof of evidence, that we have active communication with Nnamdi Kanu. You know, when somebody is trying to be confused. Now, listing now that
when did they say this communication allegedly took place?
That was when Nnamdi Kanu, when the military chased Nnamdi Kanu out of this country. Remember that. Anyway, I'm still coming to that. Now, that was all. We are waiting for them. Only for them, strangely, when the court started asking them questions, when our lead counsel started raising an issue that Nnamdi Kanu need to take a new plea, because immediately the law is that immediately amend your charge, the accused have to take a fresh plea. So only for them to say they are withdrawing it. So when they withdraw it, remember that his bail application has been rejected. The court rejected it on the ground that in that our bail application, we explain the circumstances that warranted Nnamdi Kanu running away from this country. So my law said that we have a motion before this incident. That time Nnamdi Kanu ran away from this country. Nnamdi Kanu deposed an affidavit from Israel saying that these people came to my house with armored car and killed 28 persons. And anyway, please, my lord, if you can guarantee my security, I am going to come back to face my trial. Now can depose that affidavit from Israel, and they gave it.
When was that deposed?
That was, I think, that was in 2017 or thereabouts.
That was the same year he left the country.
Yes, that month, the same month. So we now file the motion in court, and in that court we also.
That affidavit, was it filed before the court at that time?
Yes, it was filed. So we filed the motion.
It's in the records of the court.
It's in the record of the court. So we wanted to move that motion that day. My lord said that he's not going to move. Hear that motion that we should go into full trial. Try Nnamdi Kanu in absentia. Now that Nnamdi Kanu came back, we applied for the bail. So my lord now read our argument. Now he gave ruling that we still have an opportunity to reintroduce the bail application, but he want to hear that our motion. He wants to be convinced that military, the army, soldiers actually came to Nnamdi Kanu's house. So today we had the motion, and we were able to explain. He has an opportunity to read all those evidence we annexed. I said that led Nnamdi Kanu, because it's only a living that we first trial. Had it been that Nnamdi Kanu is among the 28 persons they killed that day, should we be talking about trial today? So that is the incident.
So in simple terms, what you're arguing before the court now is he didn't jump in.
He never jumped in.
He only escaped
yes.
for the purposes of his life.
For his life,
so
yes.
That's what was argued before.
Yes,
today.
And he deposed an affidavit from Israel. In fact, the federal government of Nigeria, known by directly or indirectly, even assisted him, because you don't expect him to leave the country. We have immigration. How does he manage to leave this country? If you want to bring that argument, but that one is by the way anyway. So that was what actually happened. So they have withdrawn that particular amended empty charges today, because the judge was a bit confused. They have not seen this kind of trial before, and this is the 17th amended charges. They continue to amend. They continue to amend. If anything happens, they continue to amend. So showing that they don't even have anything against Nnamdi Kanu. So on our own side, remember that when I went there to visit Nnamdi Kanu, I was assaulted, and I took them to court, and incidentally court awarded the cost against them. It's not 5 million naira, because I see press. It's 50 million naira that was given to me, and they have not paid. I have written to them. So I will soon commence a contempt proceedings against the director. That one is by the way. So now they listed us as an accomplice, a lawyer, carrying out his
yourself and
Ifeanyi Ejiofor.
Was it stated what kind of communications you held with him?
Because I had a lot of communications with Nnamdi Kanu. He gives me instruction. I'm his lawyer. He calls me. He calls Ejiofor to give us instruction, just like when he was in Israel. He calls us, look at my position, what happened, look at how I came here, I'm ready to come back. Do I need to come back? Have you filed this thing? Has the court granted my security and all this?
Are you suggesting that Nnamdi Kanu was intent on voluntarily returning to Nigeria?
Of course. I didn't think that we had that application, because what we expected that the judge said, yes, his security is being guaranteed. Because remember that on that particular day, this thing happened. First of all, they went to his house on the 11th. With armored car. So after parading in that place, they now left and came back on the 14th. Coming to do what with armored car? Because if you need Nnamdi Kanu, it's a very simple thing. Ask his shorty, please, want to see Nnamdi Kanu. And incidentally, before that incident, they have already filed motion in court, asking court to revoke Nnamdi Kanu's bail. And that motion was slated to be had on the 17th of October that year, before this happened on the 14th of September, the same year. So these are the issues. You continue to ask yourself, are we actually, do they want to try Nnamdi Kanu? Because the simple truth is that once somebody is granted bail and the person go against his condition for bail, you apply for revocation of his bail. If you convince the court will simply revoke his bail. That is the simple truth. And they said that, okay, when they call Ekwuremadu, that Nnamdi Kanu has jumped back. Ekwuremadu said, you went to his house. I'm his shorty. You did not call me that this young man, that that this young man has jumped bail, that I should be able to produce. You did not even call his spiritual leader. You did not even call his traditional ruler. You just went to his house. Now that you are looking for him and you had the last encounter with him and you are not asking me to provide. That was the defense of Engineer Abadibe in Federal High Court before Nnamdi Kanu was finally kidnapped and bonded on into.
Now, you also have a civil action, the case on the extraordinary rendition.
Yes.
Which is scheduled to, was scheduled to hold on the 12th of May. Yes. What's the status of that case and how does it relate to this criminal trial? Will it in any way help the cause of your client?
Of course, because one, just like when you are talking about extraordinary rendition, the process of bringing Nnamdi Kanu in this country.
Because the judge made reference to that in her ruling today.
In fact, that was one of our grounds.
Yes, because she talked about a rendition and appears from a layman's perspective that he's being brought back to the country through a rendition from Kenya was somehow rationalized or justified.
No, it can't justify it because one, you can't place something
on the claims that he wasn't available for trial.
No, listen, the procedure is that when somebody, assuming that somebody is facing trial, as Nnamdi Kanu is facing trial, and you see him in another country as a fugitive, the procedure is there, and we call it extradition. And this is a law. You and I, we are signatory to it. Now, when you arrested Nnamdi Kanu there, the law said that you first of all you inform the country of that this particular person is facing trial there, and the law said you made the application that he should be extradited. One, you made the application attaching the charge, attaching the warrant of arrest, and attaching the what other documents and the proof of evidence to that court. Now the law said that, like in Kenya now is expected to get Nnamdi Kanu arrested there. Try him in their own court. If it's in Nigeria, Federal High Court. When they try him, they just like as a normal trial, and they are convinced that one, that Nnamdi Kanu should be extradited. What are those things to be considered? One, that the Nnamdi Kanu's trial, the person's life will be protected. That is one. That two, that his right will not be violated. That there is a prima facie case against him. These are the three things. And when you fail to prove this thing, when they fail to prove this thing, they will not extradite. Now, what is there any option? The option is that if the case is this, I have discussed it in this studio with you on one of your programs. If the case has a similar, if that country can try the offense they are accusing Nnamdi is also an offense in that country, the law said try him there. If you cannot try him there, then you repatriate him. Nnamdi Kanu entered Kenya with British passport. The law said if you cannot, you repatriate him to Britain. But this one, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, detained for 8 days. No trial, no application. The next thing we had is that Nnamdi Kanu is arrested. So and when he was brought in court, he was handcuffed. He was before they brought in court, and they made an oral application. They made an oral application that Nnamdi Kanu should be remanded in DSS's custody, without his own lawyer being there. You brought him in this country on the 27th, and we took him to court on the 29th. What stops him from informing his
He has the right to counsel.
Yes,
constitutionally.
So now, all those laws were breached.
You're planning to bring back another application bill.
Yes, of course.
Is that in the cards?
Now we took that motion
after the ruling on this motion.
After the ruling of that motion, explaining to court, the ruling will come on the 26th. And if my lord upheld that ruling, because that ruling also affects the jurisdiction of the court. If my lord upheld that ruling, that will be the end of the entire charge. And then Nnamdi Kanu will go free.
If I, of course, I know you're from the South East, and you've seen the situation.
Maxwell, yes.
Maxwell, sorry. My friend Maxwell. You're from the South East, and you've seen the situation in the South East. Today, the entire capital of the South East was on lockdown, and it's in solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu, because today was his trial. It's been like that for months now since he was arrested in June 2021. Now, a lot of people are wondering, because it appears you want to go the whole hog with the court and litigation process, being a criminal matter. Is it also possible that you can advise your client to seek goodwill initiatives on the part of the federal government to make things easy? For instance, some persons have suggested, could his lawyer advise Nnamdi Kanu, for instance, to say make a video call to the entire people in the South East, or the people who are purportedly enforcing this stay-at-home order to ensure that there's peace and stability, and even the killings that have rightly or wrongly been linked to the ESN stops. Is it an option that, as a lawyer, you would advise your client?
You see, I think there is every need for you to bring the director of the SSS or even the Attorney General here, because this is the worst criminal trial I have ever witnessed since of my year of practice. Because remember that some people have applied to visit Nnamdi Kanu, some religious leaders, and the DSSS rejected them that application. Now, when some senators went to visit Nnamdi Kanu, this particular option, Nnamdi Kanu is ready to talk, because Nnamdi Kanu told me when this issue of a sit at home, he told me, not that he sent somebody, he told me I should inform those who are concerned that he don't want to sit at home. And we passed the message. And to be honest with you, I received a lot of calls from some persons telling me that that is like I have compromised, that they want to hear from Nnamdi Kanu direct. Do you know that if I'm going to DSSS, you don't go there with pen, you don't go there with paper. As a lawyer, the other day, I think I told you, my shoes, my eyeglasses were removed as a result of going to see my client in that DSSS. So we have applied this thing that allow this man to address people. Now some persons are using the name of, taking advantage of the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is under incarceration, using the name of IPOB, committing all sorts of in order for international community to see IPOB as a terrorist organization. How can somebody, a governor of a state, just let me say Imo State, then somebody telling you that unknown government in your state? Are you not? You're kidding me? Because one, you have the traditional rulers, you have the community heads, you have the councillors, you have the local government chairman. Just like what happened in River State. Yeah. Under 2 weeks, Wike was able to stop bunkering in River State because he used the traditional rulers and the councillors and the local government chairman to stop it. Now, can't you use these persons to stop it? And somebody is telling you today, I learned that they killed some other person along
Maxwell, we would have to go now because, of course, we know this is a developing story. So,
yes,
the next adjourn date is supposed to be for ruling.
Yes, therefore for ruling, and then we take it off from there. But I just want to say from what you said, I'm saying, Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is a very peaceful human rights organization that never encouraged violence.
All right. Before we go, let's quickly tell you that the special NBA conference on Section 4 Public Interest Law and Development that was scheduled to hold in Sokoto has been cancelled. And that's, of course, due to the situation going on in the state over the gruesome killing of Deborah Samuel, student of the SH0CKER University, and, of course, College of Education, beg your pardon, and, of course, the decision to charge the 2 persons arrested in connection with the killing of her with conspiracy and breach of the peace. So many members of the legal profession aren't happy with that development. And today, that case was supposed to come up for ruling on bail on the 2 suspects. But we understand from reporters on ground that the court did not sit and that the situation is still of very high in terms of tension. And let us also inform you that another Supreme Court justice is set to leave the bench. This follows the exit of Justice Mary Peter Odili last week. Now, there you find on your screen the list of justices of the Supreme Court now remaining after the exit of Justice HMB, who bows out tomorrow. 15, led by Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, the CJN, Justice Luka Darwola, Justice Musa Dasijo Muhammad, Justice Kekereokun, Justice Ian Okoro, Justice Chima Santos Nweze, Justice Amina Adamu Ogi, Justice Wani Abaji, Justice Lawal Garba, Justice Helen Ogumiju, Justice Abdul Aboki, Justice Salawa, Justice Adamu Jaro, Justice Tijani Abubakar, and Justice Emmanuel Ajim. Of course, the full complement of the Supreme Court's justices is still suffering serious deficiencies. We shall be bringing you a report on that special valedictory session for Justice HMB on Thursday. That's Project Justice for this week. Thank you so much, Maxwell, for your time with me here. And do join us again.
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, As you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.